Hello everyone, Martin here, back with round 2 of this Legacy League playing Death and Taxes. We have won the dice roll, so let's choose to be on the play. This is a little bit of a high risk keep in case our opponent has Force of Will and decides to force the Aether Vial, so we only have one land and it's waste landable. But the upside of landing a Vial here and having a lot of good stuff to do with our mana with our vial seems appealing. So vial sticks. Oh, they do have wasteland. Well, and it's lands. Right, okay. So what do they have here? Exploration? Oh, Green Sun Zenith. It's maybe not lands. Interesting. Well, a deck with Mox Diamond makes me think we should keep stuff like Source of Plowshares for potential Merit Lage, but by that time it might already be too late. There's also somewhat of a dyssynergy between not having any lands and vialing out Thalia next turn. And they have Loam going now, so it's going to be difficult. So let's take up this vial to 2. There's a port. So they loamed back Rashad Port, Wasteland and Bayou. And so they dredge. And this is kind of what we wanted to have happened. They wasteland us before playing a land. So, oh no, never mind. They have the Arbor. I was going to say they won't be able to cast Lime from the Loam. We're going to violin Thalia nonetheless. They float white, so what, they might have Plowshares. I don't mind them Plowsharing, because it'll spend them a turn and we have redundant Thalia. So it's either cast Life from the Loam or do something about Thalia with the white mana, I guess. Yeah, they choose to Loam. Reasonable. So we have to decide whether or not to tick up Vial to the 3 that we have Flicker Wisp on, or keep it at 2. I mean, we have Stoneforge Mystic. I think I'm going to keep it at 2 to get the Stoneforge out, even though it's not really doing a lot. And here is what I was talking about. We can't Plowshares the Arbor because Thalia makes Plow cost 2. But Thalia is slowing their progress down. Badlands, the old Badlands Savannah deck, eh? Oh, shoot, Cabal Pit, that's going to be a problem. They don't have Threshold yet, but they... Vial on 1, sure. Okay. So this is sort of Aggro Loam, I guess. Sort of variation on Aggro Loam. Let's get Stoneforge. Cross our fingers that we hit a land. I think we get Jite here. Since we have the Batterskull. I think Batterskull is actually what I want. Alright, so now I think we take this up to 3. We do hit a land, excellent. There's a lot of options here. I think we need to focus on getting Batterskull in play. So at end of turn, we could Aether Vial in Flicker Wisp and blank one of their mana. Or we could just try and save Thalia with the Flicker Wisp. Maybe I like that more. Because Cabal Pit requires to pay a black and tap this, so it'll cost them 2 mana. A lot of choices here, right? We could also Violin Flicker Wisp to make the Chalice a Chalice on 0. In my haste, I think I forgot to attack with Thalia. That was stupid. Yeah, that was really stupid. Okay, so they Wasteland us in response, sure. Let's put in Batterskull. Drawing hot here. As long as we have mana to operate like this, it's pretty great. Yeah, let's attack with Thalia and with the Germ. So they have Threshold now, so they can use Cabal Pit. And we're going to Flicker Wisp down to protect Thalia. And she'll be back at end of turn, and since Loam is sorcery speed, that's pretty good. I suppose that was the time for us to perhaps... I mean, we could, if we plow Dried Arbor now instead of getting GT online, then they can only really... Oh, never mind. We can't plow because they have the Chalice. Yeah, sure. Never mind. So Thalia really does a number on them. So that's pretty good. We're gonna pile in or cheat in GT and equip it. Yeah, sure. So why they target Savannah Wasteland and Cabal Pit. But I think, I mean, we could just, things could still get out of hand for us, but it's looking pretty good. And I'm going to equip the GT onto the Thalia actually to protect it from the Cabal Pit and attack with everything. So they choose a draw step. Something like Glacial Chasm here could buy them turns, but doesn't look like it. Wow, okay. I think we're gonna attack with everything but the Stoneforge. Just in case the game doesn't end on this turn, I want to violin this, have the possibility to violin the Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. So they have Decay for Thalia, sure. That was a bit annoying. So I guess we just gain some life. I don't really think there is much more else we want. I guess we don't need to gain life, never mind. It's not this GT getting countered. And this gets killed, okay. But now, what's going to happen is we are going to play our second Thalia from our hand. And so it's going to take them a while to get back the Cabal Pit. Yeah, alright, so turn more than I thought. Alright, well, so I think this is a deck with like creatures, even though we didn't really see any other than the Dried Arbor, so I like the Sunlands. I mean, it doesn't kill Knight of the Reliquary though, so maybe not. Maybe Path to Exile is better. They are bound to not have many base lands. We want Rest in Peace for sure. Alright, so rest in Peace is for sure. Path to Exile is a maybe. Sanctum Prelate, number 2 is a maybe. Disenchant is also a maybe, and the Fairy Macabre is also a maybe. So what don't we want? I don't think Spirit of the Labyrinth does a lot here. Mirran Crusader is potentially great. I think they only run like 2 Punching Fires, if this is even, but like, the Aggro Loam. I like Revoker to name Knight or Jite or, not Jite, sorry, Liliana or Mox Diamond. Probably don't want the Fairy Macabre. Maybe we don't even want the second path, or the path, as we didn't actually see that much, and we have the 4 plows. I want the Disenchant, I think. Oh yeah, the Canonist can go. Man, Prelate on 2 seems really strong. Shuts off Abrupt Decay, shuts off Loam, shuts off Punishing Fire if they have it. So I kind of want 2 of those. Mirran Crusader is great because it's a Knight of the Reliquary deck, and like filled with black and green creatures, but Punishing Fire, huh? Tell you what, let's lose. Jeez, I don't know. Maybe 3 equipment is one too many. Like, Batterskull seems great, but maybe these 2 overlap a bit too much. But nah, I don't like cutting that. Alright, well, let's cut down to the 1 Prelate. So we've just sideboarded in 1 Rest in Peace and 1 Disenchant. This seems a bit lackluster on the draw. So we would go turn 1 Mom, then turn 2 either Disenchant or Thalia. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Let's try it. Here's a Grove. Wasteland. So I think we play Mom. If they have Punching Fire, they're going to spend the turn killing Mom. And we can like Wasteland the... Oh, okay. So it's Loam. Well, that's not great. Alright, we're going to go Thalia here. We're opening ourselves up to like Dread of Night here, but so be it. So they don't hit a land off of their first Loam Dredge. And here we've set it up so that when next turn we can Wasteland and then port them. Night is a problem. So they loamed up this Windswept Heath, and then they played it out. So that could mean they don't have another land. So what happens if... No, never mind. I was going to try and shut off Night, but we can't really do that. like if we had two wastelands, we could waste the bayou and the scrubland, and they would only have a non-forest, non-plains card land in play. Is it worth it wastelanding them just to slow them down a bit? Also, like, Knight is going to get Merit Liege, I guess. Eventually, I guess. I think I am actually going to... So I'm going to wasteland their Bayou, and then on their upkeep, I am going to port their Grove of the Burn Willows. So that they, like, if I port their Scrubland, they can tap it for mana and then use Knight if they have, like, instant speed stuff to do. So sort of ramp. I guess they could do that. They could do that anyway, but okay. So they had more lands. So what? Are they just trying to cast Loam here? Looks like it. Yep. Wow, this is not looking very good for us. Oh, I should have attacked there, I think. I'm not going to port here. I want to protect, not protect from Wasteland, but I actually just want to draw a card with Horizon Canopy. Four mana? Liliana, maybe? Sure. Yeah, no, that's fine. I was kind of late. I think I'm going to draw off Canopy. So they're not choosing to, say, sack a creature. That's surprising. So I think I'm going to draw now. Wasteland. I think I'm going to need the mana, actually. Yeah, so we're in a lot of trouble here. Plow would be good. Plow would have been excellent. So we're going to use... Oh, no, please. Can I undo? That was incredibly stupid. I had it locked in my mind that I was going to need to give this pro green to get through. And I can't undo. So now I'm locked into, I'm tapped out with Mom, right? So that's like a really big mistake. I want to attack Lily here. And we're basically out to a removal spell by them, I think. There goes Golgari Charm. It's good to know that's their sweeper of choice. They seem like they're content to Loam here. Or no, it said discard instead of making us sack creatures. Yeah, let's sack the Wasteland. Not really sure if it's worth it keeping this Disenchant. You never know what might plump up. Now I wish I hadn't. But yeah, they have Loam, so. Alright, so let's pay for these two. For Tabernacle. Another Mother of Runes. Okay, so now we actually do need to use. So they can still use Knight here to sack one of their lands. And draw out something. Like, oh yeah, I guess Maze of Ith. Or Caracas, yeah, sure, that makes sense. So we are in a lot of trouble. I'm going to discard Thalia now. Caracas makes her pretty feeble. Let's pay Revoker. Revoker is nice, actually. We can Revoker this here. Knight of the Reliquary. And we'll play out Mother of Runes, number 2. And we can pay for all 3 through the Tabernacle. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna concede here. Golgari Charm wipes our board. Alright, so I think I actually do want Path to Exile now as a 5th Plowshares against Knights. So what do we shave instead? Maybe we shave a Recruiter. So let's choose to be on the play. Yeah, this is good. Hope Vile makes it. It doesn't get Abrupt Decayed. Sylvan Library, sure, okay. So let's say yes. I think we actually... Oh, do we though? I was gonna say we can Revoker. We can play a Revoker now on Mox Diamond. And that sort of taps out their Mox Diamond for the next turn. Or we can just tap the Forest. I think I'm going to play out the Revoker. So the library is a heck of a magic card. And they're drawing 2. Okay, so they are doing something on our upkeep. What are they doing with red-green? Punishing Fire, okay. Yep, can't really stop that. So let's tap the Tega. And I'm going to Violin Sarah Avenger here because the Mox Diamond is already tapped. And then, so, I mean, that sort of negates the purpose of Revokering the Mox Diamond this turn. I mean, they could draw Wasteland and that would be pretty bad. Another Decay, maybe? Okay, Bob, sure. Bob should really eat a Plowshares here. Yeah, I think Plowing Bob is more important. Yeah, if that Stoneforge had been a land, that would have been really good. So they draw twice. What does this guy do? He can make so that a permanent doesn't untap, and he can deal three damage to a creature and gain 2 life. Wow, and some ultimate. So probably gonna kill Avenger, sure. So let's name a Johnny Vengeant. But the Sylvan Library is really just owning us here. And us not drawing any lands is also pretty soul crushing. They haven't found a wasteland yet, but I'm sure they will at any moment. And oh, there's trouble. Punishing Fire is now online. So is he going to tap down planes? Yeah, makes sense. But we draw planes, so that's swell. Let's hope they only have the 1 forest as a basic, and they do. Gave them a free shuffle for their Sylvan Library. Sure, another night. Rest in Peace would be a pretty neat top deck. Well, we're not out of the woods yet, but that was pretty funny. It's the one Rest in Peace in the deck, and I just was talking about it. So what, they had Abrupt Decay? No, Golgari Charm. Okay, so Rest in Peace, not so great. Yeah, we're out for the count here. Get another Wasteland, I guess. Wasteland Port. Yeah, I'm going to pull the plug here. So I don't think I covered myself in glory by the plays I made, but that was a sound defeat. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back with the rest of this league.